Welcome back, welcome back. It is time for the fashion and beauty segment here on the show today, and we're going to be talking about fashion in a way that's a little bit of a throwback for you. We're going to talk about how fashion is totally recycling itself. Today on the set, I have Margarita Williams here today, and she has a vintage shop of clothing that you remember from the 20s, you might remember from the 60s or the 70s. So we're going to talk about that. So joining me on the set is Margarita Williams.
Hello.
Hi, thank you for coming. Thank you for coming.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
You know, people are always, when there's a fashion segment, they're used to looking at the latest trend, the latest what's going on, what happened in Fashion Week and that kind of thing. But you're actually bringing something that people might just forget about either in their closet, their mother's closet, or their grandmother's closet.
Yes, those are where the best vintage gems are.
The best vintage things that went out. But then now they're coming back, but they're coming back in a little bit sassier way.
Yes.
And so tell me about why you created 8ty4Vintage.
So I started 8ty4Vintage because I would wear a lot of vintage clothing, and whenever I would wear them in public, people would be like, oh my God, where'd you get that? That's so fabulous. That's so cute. Where'd you get it? So I was like, okay, I got it at the thrift store. It was about $10. It was $5, and they would never believe me. So
Wow.
after this kept happening, I decided that people were really interested in vintage clothing, and that, I could take it somewhere. So I started collecting vintage clothing, and I would have pop-up shops and trunk shows in my home.
Wow. So again, she sought out a need, created the business, and boom, there you have it. She has a huge collection of vintage clothing that you two could get. So keep watching the show. We're going to tell you how you can show up at her next pop-up location. Again, so we have two models here.
We do.
In two different styles. So we're going to show you these two different styles that you guys will totally remember. But now we're going to bring it back, and you're totally going to love it all over again. So coming to the stage is Rachel. Is that correct?
Yes.
Rachel's coming.
And Rachel is wearing a daytime look. She's wearing a sheer printed dress with a tie at the waist. Now, this is always a great look for brunch or for church or a daytime date. You can never go wrong with a printed dress. It's very colorful, a nice length, just a great look. You can never go wrong with it.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I like how the colors are on this dress and how it hits just below the knee on Rachel. And again, remember that whole tie-dye and the different colors and the different swag of where the lines are, because that way it can kind of camouflage. If you're trying to camouflage your hips or whatever, this kind of design will actually do that. And it looks very nice on her.
Yes, and this is a great color. You can never go wrong with a printed dress.
And all year round. It's an all year round.
All year
You
round.
can definitely wear that
occasion.
color. Yep, you can definitely wear that all year round. I love that. Thanks, Rachel.
And our next look is a nighttime look. This is Kyla coming out in a black fringe dress.
Nice.
This is great for a cocktail hour, an anniversary, any special occasion, going out on a cruise. It's just a great look.
Absolutely, absolutely. Oh my God, you just don't know how much I love the fringes and that whole shimmy look. It just reminds me of New York, Broadway, doing the Charleston kick or something. This is awesome. So I do like this piece as well.
Yes.
And then you have the clutch there.
Yes, there's a little vintage clutch. Give it a little added accessory. Can never go wrong with all black.
Absolutely.
And fringe was a huge hit this year. I don't know if you girls know, but fringe was really in, so we're bringing it back with a vintage dress. Now, even though you may be able to find fringes in the stores now, you can't find this exact dress. So that's the great thing about wearing vintage.
Absolutely, absolutely. You can only get it from 8ty4Vintage.
That's
I'm
right.
just saying. And I like how that clutch is, that she didn't go with a fringe purse, people. There's just too much fringe, because they have fringe shoes, they have fringe boots, they have all kinds of fringe shawls. No, you got to go with the classic beaded purse, and that's exactly what she did. And again, look at the length of this dress and how this dress, again, is just below the knee, not showing too much. You guys are buying too much of the stuff that come up here. This right here is classy, it's sexy, it's sophisticated. It shows a lot about who you are and what you can be, and just, you're leaving a little bit to the imagination, right?
Just
Absolutely.
give them a little bit of leg.
Just a little bit of leg, not a whole lot of leg. And that's exactly what she's done. You can see her calves, her calves are popping. That's all you need. That's all you need. Thank you, Kyla. Rachel, if you can come back to the stage. You can find out when her next pop-up shop will be. We'll have her website here. on the bottom of the screen, and you can also follow her on Instagram as well to find more about Margarita Williams and 8ty4Vintage. Don't go away. We are coming right back.